YouTube. All right, sorry, YouTube. I'm late. We already started the live, but we're gonna pick up. I'll just upload the video. I don't know. I'll do something, but this was scheduled, so I'm gonna make sure that it keeps going. So hey YouTube, we're just now coming on live. We're a few minutes late on this side, but that's okay because we're just getting into our true authentic wealth. So just let me give you a little bit of recap. This is an overview live. This is not a live that's going to go on for an hour or so, and this is just giving you a broad spectrum of generational wealth. And again, I'm saying Facebook side, I've already heard this. YouTube side, this is me letting you know that this short live is not about buzzwords and me trying to get your attention to go and do something that's not on your radar. This is simply me wanting to give you triggers to want to learn more. Okay. So what I just discussed with Facebook was the 5 breakdowns of wealth. It's financial literacy, where you're understanding the concept. Excuse me. I'm sorry. I'm getting a little. Where you're understanding the concept of and importance of budgeting, saving, investing, and managing your debt, all those things. You want to talk, you want to think about income streams, exploring the different sources of income, your side hustles. Sometimes people go out and do Uber, DoorDash, what's the other? Instacart, all those little things. I think there's a laundry one now. So there's a lot of different income streams, but you don't want to get income streams that's going to take up all of your time either. You want to be smart about it and get those passive income streams as well that's going to get from investments or just other ways, affiliate marketing, those type of things is going to bring you that passive income or even income for working or whatever. Wealth building strategies, you want to think of effective ways that you're going to build your wealth. And that's going to be things like getting really strict on savings. I was talking to someone the other day and I was talking about how you can get a budget together and really get strict on your budget, and strict to the point to where you create your, a lot of people do meal prepping for weight loss or for their health. You can do meal prepping for your budget too. So you can get all the way down, look at your statement, cut out all those extra expenses, and you can create something simple like a meal plan for yourself. Eat chicken and broccoli and rice every single day. You might even lose some weight behind it, but the goal was you really working on those strategies with savings. You're starting to invest wisely, and you're setting your financial goals. And I was talking about how I started a couple of years ago with this real estate investment platform where I only put in $25. This is like a future goal for me, but I started putting the minimum. I think the minimum is 25 or maybe even 10. I don't know. But I started doing this just to create the habit. And with that habit, I'll be learning over a period of time. I'm starting to learn how to read the statements and all those things. But it's a platform that I just put a little bit of money over there that I can afford to do, and I don't worry about it until later when I'm ready for that stage. Asset allocation is another topic for wealth building, and that's the diversifying your assets, the risk management, your investment portfolio, making sure that it's well-rounded. And you want to talk to the important people, talk to the right people to help you with that. And then, of course, your mindset when it comes to wealth, and you want to address those things that we learned growing up that ain't quite right. We can address those things when it comes to debt, when it comes to wealth, when it comes to our assets, when it comes to our income or revenue. You want to look at those things that become disciplined and making sure that you're working towards achieving that financial success. So let's go into true authentic wealth. I don't know if YouTube had started yet, but I did mention this book. It's called Entitlement Abolition. It's a really good book. For me, I haven't read the book straight through, but I go in and I read certain chapters, and I pull things out of it. And I'll be mentioning some of the things that I pulled out of it today on this live. But I absolutely love this book. You can go on Amazon, put in Entitlement Abolition, and it's by Douglas R. Andrew. A really good book that you can read. So let's go over true authentic wealth. All right. So first, it's broken down into 3 dimensions. It's 3 categories that really make up true authentic wealth. All right. And the first one's going to be financial. That's going to be your cash, your real estate, your savings, your CDs, your money market accounts, your retirement plans, whether traditional or non-traditional, your insurance contracts. All those things are going to make up your one dimension of, or one category of true authentic wealth, right? Then you're going to have your foundational category. This is where you have family, you have friends, associates, your health, your well-being, your spirituality, your spirituality, talent, heritage, your charity. What do you do for charity? All those different things, and whatever else you could think of, those things can make up your foundation, the foundation of building this true authentic wealth, because it's going to be broken down in 3 parts. All right. So we got the financial part of it, you got your foundation part of it, and then lastly, you got the and remember, on the foundational side, it's going to make just as much sense as your financial side. So on social media, especially, we always hear about the financial side, but who really talks about the foundation side, where it matters with your family, friends, associates, your health, your spirit, all of those things, your charity, all of those things are just as important as your financial assets. All right. You got to keep that in mind. And then third is your intellectual. That's the third part that's going to make up this full, true, authentic wealth system, right? And so intellect, this is wisdom that's going to be gained throughout your life. So you have, under intellectual, you're going to have knowledge, you're going to have systems, you're going to have methods, any traditions that you may have, your ideas, your skills. And so when you think about intellectual, you're going to think about your knowledge times your experience equals your wisdom. So going through school, that's your knowledge. Everybody, you got your high school degrees, you got your college degrees, you got your certificates from when you went to trade schools, all those things that falls under knowledge. But when you times that with experience, now that's where your wisdom comes in. All right. And so with intellectual is where you're going to want to do things with your family with a purpose. All right. And what do I mean by that? Something like, let me check the time. Something like going on now. Remember yesterday was Tax Strategy Tuesday, and we talked about how we can create the write-offs with our board of advisors or board of directors, right? So intellectual is where you would have the family fall into place, where you can do things like an annual retreat. You can go on a retreat with a purpose, meaning that all of these things that are broken down in this true authentic wealth system, your financial, your foundational, and your intellectual, all those things that have been broken down can be worked on by implementing something in your family to create traditional wealth, true authentic wealth. So what I want to introduce to you guys, and some of you may have seen it, some may have not seen this acronym, but it's called CASH, but it's spelled with a K. K stands for knowledge. All right. A stands for attitude. S stands for skills. H stands for habits. So what you want to do is you want to take that acronym and implement that with your family. And you want to make sure that your family gets the knowledge, the financial knowledge, the foundational knowledge, the intellectual knowledge that goes into authentic wealth. So that does not mean I'm gonna go create an LLC and put it in my son's or daughter's name and file a return on it. I don't know. I'm repeating stuff that I see. I don't get it, but this is what y'all be saying. File a return for 5 years and that equals generational wealth. That is not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is incorporating your family and teaching them about finances, teaching them about family foundation, coming up with a family, what I'm trying to say, motto, or a family. When you go to work, they have the what is that? When you go to work and you have court. It was just right there and it left me. I hate when I do that. Culture is what I was trying to think of. So you have your family culture, and you want to teach that. Now, we're not perfect, guys. I'm not coming to you guys as if I'm perfect and have all of these things in place. I do not. It is hard trying to get your family involved when they didn't grow up already doing that. So it's going to be hard implementing those things if you have never done them before. You gotta your children has to unlearn some things. They have to create some habits. You have to unlearn some things. You're gonna have to create some habits. And then what happens is, as new family members come in and you're working on these goals and creating these habits and setting up true authentic wealth within your family, then you'll start to see that everybody starts to catch on. You have an annual for example, you have an annual retreat that you guys go on. And guess what? If I say 20 years down the line, I'm going to start this annual retreat, I'll be between 60, 70 years old. Eventually, I'll start to see what I started with my future generations. And that is how you build true, authentic wealth. So remember what I said. You want your knowledge, cash. You want your knowledge, all right? You want to instill that in your children, in your family, in the friends, the close friends that you may have, anybody associated with you, they need to know this about you. You want to instill attitude about money, attitude about life, attitude about relationships, attitude about your beliefs. All those things are important. All right. Skills. What skills are you willing to pick up? Anybody can have talents. No, I'm sorry. Not everybody have the same talent, but anybody can pick up a skill. So you want to be able to get your family to understand that skills are important. Whatever skill that you can hone in on and become so great at it, you want to do that. You want every family member in your house to have awesome skills. Habits, important. Work on those habits. Sometimes we fall short. I used to be able to get up at 5 in the morning every morning, and I still get up at 5, but I still lay there now. But it's habits are easy to break, but they're also easy to build. All right. So that is going to wrap up. Let me look at my time. Oh, I'm under 15 minutes. I'm going to wrap up Wealth Wednesday today because this isn't a live that I wanted to do a deep dive in, but I just wanted to paint an overview. But if you guys want to take a deep dive, definitely get Entitlement Abolition to look at that. There are so many ways that you can start instilling this in your family. I strongly suggest it. Go to Amazon, get this book. I don't get any monetary gains from you purchasing this book. I just thought it was good enough to tell you to go get it. All right. But that wraps up Wealth Wednesday. I hope to see you guys on tomorrow, where we will be talking about Tax Resolution Thursday. I'm excited about that one because the IRS is really starting to send out those letters. I've seen an increase in letters. I've been on the phone with IRS a lot lately due to these letters. So I felt like I need to dedicate a day to it. So hopefully we see you tomorrow for tax resolution Thursday. And we're going to talk about it. All right. Thank you guys for joining. Like, share, subscribe, whatever. Hopefully something I said triggered you to want to know more about starting generational wealth. It's a lot more than just cash and assets. Have a great Wednesday, and thank you guys for listening.